All right, so I think these are genius as fuck. So first here is the lift. So I'm gonna ramble a ton in this explanation, but I thought I came up with these. Turns out I didn't. Turns out some other people do them and call them a B stance squat, but I definitely improved upon them with the setup. So first thing I want to talk about is unilateral exercises, which is why I kind of came up with this. One of the main problems with unilateral exercises for the lower body is lack of consistency with the setup. So a big problem, for example, with lunge. Step back, step forward, step back, step forward. You're not always gonna be in the perfect position each time. Like sometimes you might step back a little farther, sometimes a little shorter, sometimes the left, right, etc. Bulgarian split squats are usually a little more consistent, so you should like find a little spot. But from week to week, it's harder to know exactly that you're the same as you were the week before. So with these, the way I improved upon them is making the setup perfectly consistent every single time, enabling you to get the most out of it. And which I'll just show you, I guess, first. So that's probably the best angle, but you're gonna start with your normal squat stance. So let's say it's about here. Now your foot, each foot makes a line in the shape of a V, right? So what you're gonna do is your one foot, whatever one you want, doesn't matter. You're gonna slide backwards along that line, okay? Boom, 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 until the tip of your toe is in line with your heel. Now your front foot is going to stay completely flat with an even distribution of weight. Back foot's gonna go on the ball of your foot. And all you're gonna do is squat down. So this is where it's big. The other problem with unilateral exercises, I can't talk, is that the joint angles are different. For example, with a lunge, when you step back, your leg is pretty much straight forward, torso is perfectly straight up in the air. But with these, when I begin, come down, this leg is the exact same angle that it would be when I normally squat. My torso is also in the exact same angle of when I squat, but most of the pressure is in this leg. This leg does a little bit of work, but it's mostly just for stabilizing. I'd say it does between like 10 to 15% of the pushing. So I'm here, the exact position. This knee's kind of open, it's kind of relaxed, honestly. This one you're pushing out, just like with the squat. So I kind of come here, it's the exact same position, right? You know, come up, there's no twisting. So that's why I think this is like gonna be the best fucking semi-unilateral exercise for correcting imbalances. It could be also a really good warm-up. So I've been messing around with it for like 3 weeks now. This is the first time I pushed like decently heavy. Difficulty-wise, feels very similar to a just normal free barbell lunge. My most recent lunges have been, I think, 315 for 5 each leg. So I worked up to a single today, which is pretty easy. And the great thing about these is the balance is super easy as well. There's no real balance issues. I do recommend doing one leg, resting, then doing the other leg. If you kind of do the same one right away, it feels a little wonky. But other than that, just try it out. I think this could be the Bulgarian split squat killer. I love Bulgarian split squats, like my favorite lower body accessory. Especially my clients fixing imbalances, keeping people healthy, but this might be the next thing. So again, I didn't really come up with it, but the setup, as far as I can tell, no one's really thought of, and it works for basically any stance, high bar or low bar. Today it was high bar I did it, but it does work with a low bar stance. Angles still stay the perfect amount. I mean, no sense. They still stay the same as your squat. And basically works with any squat width up to like really fucking wide. So unless you're squatting like west side wide, it probably won't work, but pretty much anything else, like it, no matter how narrow or wide your squat is, it works with that setup that I described. So no matter, again, I'll show you again. But so even if I'm pretty wide, like for me, this is probably where I'd low bar about. Come there and line them up, still works. So then this leg is where it'd be when I'm low barring. I don't squat the way I high bar, I squat relatively narrow. So it means here, follow that line back, boom. Balance is super easy. So give it a shot if you got some squat imbalances and want to fix them, or you're just looking for a semi-unilateral accessory. That's it.